Good evening, my mirror heroes. Hi, my name is Lauren, and if you're new here, I am the mirror hero. So if you haven't noticed, I've set up filming in my shower because I want to talk about all things water this evening and how much water is not just coming from your shower head above, obviously, but so much water is found in so many of our shower skincare products. Now, most cleansers, shampoos, body washes, they contain over 70% water. So basically, when you go to the store and you make a purchase, we're paying for Perrier level skincare, if that makes any sense. And sometimes that just doesn't sit right with me. So while we're on the topic of water, I also wanted to ask everyone out there in the YouTube universe for a little bit of help. You see, my brother is getting married this weekend, and I've been tasked with giving a wedding speech for my brother and his soon-to-be wife. Now, I've never given a wedding speech before. And more importantly, I am a crier. And I'm talking like a Code-Red DEFCON 5 crier. I cry if there's a commercial with a baby in it, with a dog in it. I cry when my favorite sports team wins a game, okay? I am the ultimate Waterworks crybaby. I'm very embarrassed. And I have to give this speech where I'm not even sure how far I'll get because I will immediately start crying and it will be one of those terrible, ugly cries. But before I get ahead of myself tonight, I think what I'll do to relax is highlight a few products that I keep in my shower travel bag that contain less water, which will then potentially cause me to cry less tears. I don't know. The math was mathing a little bit ago, but now I don't know. I'm a little bit concerned. But either way, let's get started and we'll see what happens. As I was saying, I really want to highlight products that reduce their use of water in their formulas. And as a result, I genuinely feel that these are the products that tend to provide the super concentrated and effective skincare. While also, pro tip, by using less water, they actually take up way less space in your luggage. And not only that, they never risk spilling out all over your bag and making a huge mess because these aren't liquids. So much upside potential. And yet not many travelers look to this packing method for their toiletries, which is a shame. But you have me now, and we're going in deep. So first up in my waterless treasure trove is the Eve Lom Cleansing Balm. And this is strong enough to remove all of my waterproof makeup, but then it also has this cocoa butter that makes my skin feel so hydrated without making it feel shellacked, if that makes any sense. And the cleansing oils that Eve Lom uses gives it a really unique scent. And while it took me a little bit to get used to, once I decided that I loved it, I really can't go without it. And hold on, I'm going to put this down. And if you can see, it's got this almost grainy texture, but once it hits your skin, it just melts and creates, I don't know, it's just one of those products that I'm just sorry that I didn't purchase sooner. It's so cool. So next, our returning champion, and that is our little Suicide Powder Wash. And these I had mentioned in a previous video when I was packing up my survival travel pack, muchacha. And these little capsules contain a very fine rice powder that definitely helps to exfoliate, but also to cleanse, refine your skin texture. It's so small, it's so compact, it's such an easy reach, and it's absolutely perfect for travel. So I always keep just a few in my shower pack, just in case if I need a little bit of an extra zhuzh, after I've come back from a long day of walking tours, hiking, roaming around a city. You just feel like you really have to get in there, but you want something gentle enough that you could potentially use every day, and that's these. These are travel perfection. Not to mention, you never have to worry about your face wash spilling in your bag. Next, we're going to cover body wash. And the product that I have to show you, oh my gosh, for a second, I thought it wasn't there. This is the only body wash that I use, both home and when I'm traveling, because it is just so good. But this is the Everest body wash. And I will never branch out because honestly, I'm not interested. This is just perfection in a tin. And I'll tell you why. Because this creamy, dreamy little body wash is so nuanced that I really have nothing else to compare it to. And it has set the bar for every other body wash that I'll ever potentially use in the future. First thing, I can't name a body wash that has this same type of consistency. Now, this is a new one that I just put in my bag because I was just in San Francisco and I literally used it all up. But if you can see, it's so creamy and smooth. Oh my gosh, I don't want to waste it. But it's not a bar soap. It is not a body wash. There is nothing else like it on the market. And I love the uniqueness of it. But also, secondly, I love that it gives me the same clean feeling as showering with a bar of soap would. Yet it has the moisturization and the scent that comes from using a body wash. So it's all the pluses of each type of cleanser and no sacrifice. So like I've said before, I have backups to my backups to my backups. I will never be without this, both home and when I travel, because it's just the best. No notes. Okay, next, I do have one more body cleansing product, but that's more of an exfoliator. And where are you? There you are. This is from Josie Marin, and this is her little travel-sized body scrub. Now, this one I have in Topless Tangerine. So it has a really lovely citrusy scent, but the argan oil that Josie Marin products use, while the sugars exfoliate, the argan oil just melts into your skin. So much so that on nights that I use this, sometimes I actually feel like I don't even need to use a moisturizer after I get out of the shower because this is just so moisturizing. And it sounds counterintuitive to have an exfoliator also be moisturizing, but this defies logic, and I love it so much. And I also love that it comes in such a tiny little travel container, and it takes up almost no space. And a product that serves double duty, I'm always on board. So there's that. Now, the next two products that I want to talk about are actually shampoos. This first one that I'm going to talk about, this is the Small Wonder Concentrate Shampoo. This is a fine powder concentrate that you add just a little bit of water to. And it does have a pop-up top, but typically what I'll do is I will screw off the top and just use a little bit. Oop, that's too much. Don't want to waste it. I will just put a teeny bit in my hand while I'm in the shower, kind of step out of the line of fire from the shower head. But I will pour it into my hand like this and then take just a few drops of water and start to mix the powder together. And I'll show you what it looks like after I've just rubbed it in my hands for, I don't know, about 2 seconds. And it turns into a really rich cream that you almost don't even believe it because you were like 2 seconds ago, you were a powder. What's going on? But it's amazing. And it just has such a luxurious smell. Now, this powder is a concentration of antioxidants, oils, peptides, and their proprietary Shine 37 complex, but it just smells like a spa. And true story, there was a moment in time where I actually thought I could be like an outdoor nature camping person for the sole reason that I had this powder concentrate shampoo. I was delusional, okay? But think about how good a shampoo has to be to convince someone like me that they could live out in nature, okay? But I will say that it is quite a resourceful product, especially when you are pulling one bag travel, because you don't have to put either their powder shampoo or conditioner into your liquids bag when you're going through TSA. And never once when I used the shampoo or conditioner from Small Wonder, never once did I think to myself that I was sacrificing my level of hair care when I traveled. Not even one time. I love this powder shampoo. And like I said, I've loved it for a long time. This bottle is actually the old bottle. The new travel bottles are super cute and fun. And I'll actually put a picture of them up on the screen because this one is quite literally the OG travel bottle. They didn't even make these for the longest time. So that's how committed I've been to them. So I wholeheartedly recommend these if you are looking for something that, one, is not a liquid, but two, something that really ups your innovative hair care game. So highly, highly recommend. And I will put everything that I'm talking about today down in the links below in my Amazon storefront. So please do check it out. If anything appealed to you or spoke to you that seemed fun or interesting, or that you just simply wanted to try. So that's the first shampoo. The second shampoo I have for you is the Shaz and Kicks Balancing Clay Hair Cleanser. And this is made with Indian clay and hibiscus. Now, I don't know if you can see the small granules that are embedded within the cream, but its focus is on reducing hair shedding, but also reducing product buildup, which is a problem of mine, especially because I have such short, thin hair, that my hair does require clarifying shampoos probably more often than someone with thicker, fuller hair. So this comes in quite handy. As you can see, I've actually used this at home. And then a lot of times what I tend to do, because these products are relatively small, I will just put them in my travel container once I've used about 2/3 of it. And then I have, a nice travel-sized amount when I travel, because this is below the 3.4 ounces. Whether it's categorized as a liquid or not, I'm not sure. But this makes my hair feel so clean. And it just scratches that itch. I don't know how else to explain it, but you just feel the exfoliation, of all the product buildup and everything. And it just rinses away clean. And you feel so good. But again, they've removed the water, so you know that every single ingredient in this shampoo is meaningful, is effective, and works to create an incredible product. It's innovative and yet simple. It's so cool. And I just love products like this. Okay. So that's a wrap for my skincare. And now is the moment of truth. I'm going to try and give my speech the best I can, and I genuinely would love to know what you think. My brother is the most amazing person, and I love him so, so much. And I just don't want to let him down, I really want him to be so proud of his family at his wedding. And I kind of wanted to do the speech in the shower, only because it sounds like I'm in an auditorium. So it feels like I have a crowd who's actually listening to me. But I guess technically there is. But also, if I don't post this part of the video and you never see it, then I think you can safely assume that the speech went entirely off the rails and I probably sounded pretty unhinged. So let's get into it. And here we go. Wish me luck. Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Lauren, and I am the groom's eldest sister. I'm also a crier, so I am thanking you very much for your patience in advance as I try to get through this speech without shedding a few too many tears. But tonight, I wanted to talk about soulmates, but with a bit of a twist and not in the way that you'd think, because when I was Sam's age, I made a fantastic journey to India, and I had the privilege of visiting the Library of Souls. Now, the Library of Souls is basically an archival record of all of the past, present, and future lifetimes of all the souls that are walking on this earth. And so when I went to visit the Library of Souls, I met with a Hindu priest who was able to read and translate all of the parchments of all of my lives and lifetimes. And he also told me about all of the soulmates that I would meet. And in the Hindu religion, because they believe in reincarnation, a soulmate is not necessarily a romantic soulmate. In fact, typically it's not. A soulmate is simply another soul who you reincarnate with over and over and over again. And so as he was reading through my lives and we approached my current lifetime, he asked me, "Do you have a son?" And I said, no, I don't have a son. He said, okay. He said, "Do you have a brother?" Now, I have several sisters, but I only have one brother, and he's sitting with us here tonight.
And so the Hindu priest told me, he said, you are one of the oldest souls to cross this earth. He said, but you have one soulmate, your brother, who's actually been with you in every single one of your lifetimes. And he is actually older than you. And I knew that to be true because my brother has always been an old soul. And he has always been wiser beyond his years. And so tonight, we'll fast forward, well, actually into last year, when my brother told me that he had met the love of his life and that he was going to be married. To which I knew that it would be time, the time is now, for me to pass the baton as his OG, original soulmate, to the new love of his life, his Yusel. And so I wanted to wish the happy couple, I can't even look at you right now. I want to wish the happy couple 1,000 lifetimes of love and happiness together. And to my brother, even if we lived 1,000,000 lifetimes before this one, seeing you as happy as you are tonight will never get old. I did it, I made it. I love you.
I almost made it. Woo! Okay, so that was my speech. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you do leave some words of encouragement down in the comments below because I'd love to hear your feedback. And I am just really excited for my brother and his soon-to-be wife to celebrate their special day. And watching them get married, I know is just going to reaffirm what I believed all along. And that is, what's meant for you will always find you. And on that note, I'll say goodnight. And I love you. Bye.